Welcome back to another FM Tactics video here on Big Herb the Nerd. Today we will be bringing you set pieces. So this is something that in my save I've had to change this season. I set it up way back at the beginning of the series. Had a few changes now, so it's worth looking at who's taking the set pieces, what we're doing, what the tactics are for it, and whether we can improve it, try and get some more goals. We've got good set piece takers, or some, we did. How do we get the most out of them? That's what we want to do. So, straight into the game. We're in the tactics screen. Best place to start. Set pieces. So what you do have to do, I think, it changes for each of the tactics you're on, which is extremely annoying. Yeah, it does. El Ghazi. Let me just check it out. Yeah. So one thing to remember is when you're doing this, it's sometimes best to get your first tactic settled, do your set pieces, save that, copy it, and then your set pieces are the same. Usually your set pieces will remain the same. I suppose it's up to you, but if you're playing different formations to counter football, or maybe play attacking pressing football, you're still going to want to almost take free kicks the same way, and definitely corners you're pretty much going to want to take the same way, unless you want to leave more players back. I tend to use the same set pieces because if you're ahead in the game or behind the game, you still want to score from set pieces. So unless you're leaving them really short at the back, then you're fine to use the same ones. So I will be doing that and then having to copy my formation over and change it so I get my away formation correct. So first place to start is actually not within the set piece taker screen. I like to start within the squad screen, and I have a special screen set up called my set piece selector. Sexy name, I know. And what I will do is save this one to Steam as well. So if you go into Steam, search Big Herb the Nerd, you'll see any of my team screens I use or views I use will all be saved there. So this has a load of different stats that I use for setting set piece takers, as well as the guys you want heading, the guys you want shooting, the guys you want helping out. So what you do is pop into here and have a little look. So you can have a look at your corner taking ability. Oh, little disclaimer beforehand, you probably want a pen and paper as well, or a phone or tablet or anything you can write down stuff on, because it's a lot to remember sometimes. So I'll be doing this as we go through, but obviously cutting out the bits where I like to write down, because that's probably boring. So I've got in here goals, assists, and then you've got corners, and this is the stats side of the players. So their corner ability, taking ability, crossing, free kicks, then some of their stats, their actual completion ratios. Obviously I've done this at the beginning of the season like a wally, so I haven't got any of the stats for last season. And then you move into sort of the heading area. So the guys you want to be on the end of the crosses, their bravery, composure, decisions, anticipation, finishing, long shots. Finishing and long shots being interesting for the guys that maybe can't head, but you want to have running onto the ball or sat on the edge of the area. Then you've got heading, jumping, and their height. The heading, jumping might be great. Height might be good, just to put a massive lump at the front of your corners, also your defending corners, so they can just get it away if the corner's crap. And then strength, marking, tackling, again for those guys that play in the middle or maybe grabbing people that run into the box. So it kind of covers everything. It's not a perfect system, but it gives you a lot of stats you need to see. So what I like to do is first start with your takers, your set piece takers. So here I want to have a look, and I will need to get my phone as well so I can jot down. So I will just go through and write down my set piece takers. So as you can see here, we've got 4 corners. Dimitri Payet, it's 16, great player. 4 taking corners and set pieces, but then after that we haven't got much. So these 2 are loanies. Then we've got Mosquera doesn't play. Cresswell's the next highest. 14 is not great. Nobel Ghazi, and then we've got Florian Andon down at 10. So corners aren't looking good. We might want to actually start playing short corners because we haven't got a great corner taker. So actually play it out and then play the ball in. So that's something to bear in mind. One real good corner taker, and then the left back there we're going to need to change. I know my old system, I'm sure we had the left and right backs had better stats for corners and crossing, so I'd use them as a secondary taker, but I'll show you in the next screen. So that's one thing definitely to look at. So for corners, not a lot of takers, so we need to factor that in. We're not going to have great deliveries going into the box, which will hurt our ability. If we look at crossing, is there anyone that comes up who's got decent crossing that doesn't have good corners? Aaron Cresswell's the only one, so he would possibly go in as the second corner taker. One thing to also bear in mind is, which you'll see in the set piece stats, is their preferred foot. So depending on who's taking the corner, will it be an in swinger or an out swinger? again, that depends on how you want to play. Do you want the ball coming in and people running onto it, or do you want the ball being floated in, it going to the back post or not? There's loads of different ways to set these up, and it's kind of, you can pick and tweak, and sometimes they work both ways. So an in-swinging corner will work. If you've got players running at front and back post, in-swinging corners sometimes work perfectly for that player, and in next game it's comes to the other side, it goes to the back post. As long as you've got a good amount of headers, people to receive the ball, you should be okay. So we will have Pyatt and Cresswell as our corner takers. Let's have a look at free kicks whilst we're here. Free kick takers, right, bit better on this one. We've got El Ghazi there as well as these sub players, loan players. So free kicks, we're looking at Pyatt again and El Ghazi. So no one else really. If they're not at 15, you don't really want. If you're putting 2 in, you need to put someone below 15. That's fair enough. Especially with the big clubs. So if you're at smaller clubs, obviously take your expectations down to the best players you've got in there. So we'll leave it with El Ghazi and Pyatt. Other than that, it'll have to be a bit of luck because we haven't got that many players sticking around. So that will take us for the kickers. We know who's going to be taking the kicks for corners and for free kicks, who's going to be delivering the ball. We know that there may be a problem because they're not going to be great. Pyatt on direct free kicks though, he's likely just to go for goal. And he scored a fair few for us in this save. So now if we move on to, let's move on to the headerers. We'll skip these stats and sort of pick up these guys. So heading and jumping. Who are our best headers and jumperers? So heading stat, here we go. We've got Sarko, Ayew, Carter Vickers, and then we've got our defenders in there as well. So actually, we've not got a huge amount of defenders. The other defenders not pulling in that much. Reece Oxford, no place for us. It's got fairly poor heading actually. So our best headers are Ayew, Sarko. The one thing you have to think about when booking these in as well is it's good to have those positions selected, to have an idea of your front team, because if you're playing with 2 very different attacker. So when I first started on the West Ham save, you've got Andy Carroll in there as your main target man. Luckily, Sarko also plays as a target man. But if you've got a speedy, small, not great header of the ball striker, and you've got a big, lanky target man, and you switch them, this could cause you a problem in the stats because you'll want to put your big guy in one position, but then if you change that position, you don't want him there because he won't be any good. So you need to base this on sort of your normal starting formation, and use those players that you think are going to play the full season. Obviously, you can change it if you change that up, so it's worth, if you make big changes in January, to coming in, looking at who you've got in there. If you know you're taking your main heading threat out, that you change the way that where that person plays within that set piece, because you need it to work game in, game out, where you can swap 1 or 2 players, but realistically, you want your starting 11 well placed within your set pieces. Then we got the DCs. As expected, the central defenders, the big guys are on the heading, so we need to put those in good areas. If you look at height, Ayew is actually very small for such a good header of the ball, so he might be best not being a standing target, but a moving target, because someone's then going to pick him up, where you've got some of your defenders that are 6'2", 6'3". Well, they're not that big actually, are they? Let's be honest. But your defender centres are more likely to stand there and be able to take it on at 6 foot high, beat someone in a standing jump. Someone at 5'9" isn't, unless they've got great jumping ability, which Ayew doesn't actually have. He's not going to beat anyone in a standing jump for a ball. Okay, so we haven't actually got great headers of the ball. We'll put our defender centrals in there. They all seem to come there or thereabouts, and then Ayew will be the main man we pick up otherwise. So then let's look at long shots. Who's going to be the guy on the edge of the area that gets the ball, that blazes it in from the outside of the area when everyone's thinking there's going to be a header coming in? We're struggling with this team, aren't we? Pyatt's our main threat there on long shots. Other than that, we haven't really got anyone. So we haven't got anyone who's good enough to be running onto the ball and really levering it from outside the area. Our set pieces are going to be very tame this year, I can already tell. Finishing wise, okay, we've got the strikers. Welbeck, Ayew. So we've got strikers and wingers. So if we're talking about finishers, we haven't got that guy that's going to be on the edge of the box, who's going to lever it in from the outside of the area, but we've got some decent finishers. So we need to place them where we think the ball's going to go. So if we haven't got a lot of headers, maybe we'll play low crosses rather than mix them up. So we're playing low corners to try and make the most of those players that are good at finishing and will want the ball on the floor as opposed to up in the air going for that fight. So who have we got for finishers? So we've got the strikers, whoever we play in there. We've also got the wingers. No, in that role, there or thereabouts. If Andon's not playing, Sarko will be playing. If Ayu's not playing, Welbeck will likely be in there. We've got Dolberg and El Ghazi, so we've got some decent players in there for the finishing. So that, I think, does... And obviously what you can, if we had better options, I'd be looking more towards the composure and the bravery, anticipation being a great one for the players running onto the ball, judging where the flight of the corner or the free kick's going to go. Can they get in front of it? Can they get it away? We haven't got a lot of options, so we're going for just the key stats. So the next big one is to not forget about your defending corners and marking up players. So you kind of use the same headers for those guys. Those guys that are good at heading are usually those guys you want at the back as well. But the other one we're going to look at is then marking and tackling. So marking being probably more important than tackling. Who's up there? So we've got our central defenders, we know. We've got our left and right back. So we've got our right back. Where's our left back? Yeah, Cresswell. So they're good at marking. So maybe they shouldn't be on the post. Maybe they're best actually placed out marking someone up. So let's put those down as markers. But you have to bear in mind that they need to be decent heading as well. So Jordan Williams at 9 heading is not going to beat anyone in a header. Neither really is. So Cresswell's not too bad. So we've got to be careful for that one. Fullbacks. And who else? We got anyone else in there who's decent? So it's mainly our defenders, defensive midfielder position. The rest of them are going to be fairly useless. Tackling. No one coming out other than those guys as well. Okay, so fairly standard across the board. We've got all those stats down now. Got an idea of those players. Now the fun bit comes. So this bit's really important just for making sure you're putting the right people in the right places and building that idea of how you want to take a corner, where you want it to go. Doesn't need to be a big looping cross. You've got a lot of people that you can just float it in and let them all go for it. Or, okay, you're going to be a bit more tactical about this. So let's go in. Set piece takers. Let's start with that. So as we originally said, some of this already set up. Our set piece takers were Payet and Cresswell for corners. So let's put Cresswell in there. As you can see here, Payet's either footed, Cresswell left footed. So we'll put Cresswell in on both sides. It enables us just to move up. You also have the option of setting different routines within here. I only use the one because it takes a lot of time to set them up and you kind of tweak them. And once you get it kind of working, you score a lot of goals from it. It's not too bad. Free kicks. El Ghazi and Payet we had in there as well. Brilliant. That's what we've got in there. Throw-ins I don't tend to worry about too much. So let people take whoever they want to take. Yeah, it's not that much of a bother to me. Then let's go in. Corners. So we'll start with a defend. We'll start with the boring ones. So this is the routine. So this is where you can set up new routines. So let's start. Here we go. We're on defend. We're on our standard tactic. So who do we want in here? So we've got the striker here because we used to have Sarko playing as our main striker. He was a great header of the ball. Maybe not going to be so much now. So we want one of our big lumpers to be stood in here. Or do we want Ayu? Someone who's going to possibly block and head clear, but not... Yeah, he's not going to beat someone in a standing jumping sort of match, but at the near post he might be able to jump, get it clear if it's a poor cross. What are the options here? So we've got then edge of the area, and so we actually then want our striker up top, staying forward. We'll have our attacking midfield on the edge of the area. This is mainly because I look to if a corner does get headed out, I want players here to pick up the ball, play it out here, and we counter attack as quickly as possible. We've got players on the posts, but they are our good markers, so let's get them on go back. Oh, I don't want them there, I want them on go back. We've then got Anomar and Zaha, who we should probably put on the posts then. So we've got people marking tall players. We've got someone marking the front. Who's this? Jordan Rossiter. He will go back. So do we want these guys on mark actually? We'll get them on mark player. We'll put the left and right back on mark small player. They're a marked tool. They're a marked ball, and we'll get Rossiter just patrolling this 6 yard. So we've got this triangle protecting. We've got 4 players then being picked up and a guy blocking the front. Either being any cross that comes in, most of the main threats will be picked up by our defender centrals. Any of the other threats will be picked up by our left and right back. Let's just put man mark actually. I don't want them being confused. Man mark. And then we've got Jordan Rossiter patrolling that 6 yard area along with the postmen to try and keep that ball out. So we're hoping a lot of them will just be cut out here at the near post. I'd ideally like to put a taller man there, but we haven't really got that person there. So we'll use RU. Let's flick that to the right and just mimic exactly what we've done there. So we'll have the defenders left and right on man mark. We've got RU on the front. We've got, there we go, near post and Neymar thingy man. And where's this? Jordan Rossiter. There we go. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yep. So that's our defensive formation set up there, left and right, with strikers and attacking midfielders waiting to pounce if need be, and we've got players man marked as well as a bit of zonal marking. So nice mix. Obviously, if we start conceding from corners, we can change it up. If I see people getting beaten on the post, I'll keep an eye out for that and look to change it up. But that will be corners. So let's switch to attack then. So this is the formation we did have. We had good players being able to take sort of the corner, so we'd have them doubled up. That's not going to work now. So what we want to do is play around. So we have, I might leave more players staying back, to be honest. Let's get rid of this. So we've got RU, I think I want attacking from deep. Rossiter will have lurking on the edge of the area. Let's put someone who's going to be useless. Neymar can challenge the goalie. So we'll have Ceballos, Sar. So Sar should be doing a bit more. We'll have defenders attacking the near post and far post. We'll have a Neymar who is sort of indifferent on jump and reach and heading on challenge the goalie. So he's just there to get in the way. We've got the big striker in the area, as well as Zaha and as well as Ceballos. I wonder if we do want to offer the short though and put a cross in possibly, because these deliveries aren't going to be great. We've worked out. No, let's leave it as it is. We'll see how it goes and we can change it if need be. It's just annoying we don't have better set piece takers. So let's flick that to the right. We'll do the same thing. So we'll put him back if need be. I think that's what we did, didn't we? Yep. And then we've got, so RU attacking from deep because he has that heading ability, but won't beat someone in a standing jump. We'll have the defenders challenging the goalie. We'll have a Neymar challenging the keeper. Ceballos, Zaha and Andon in and around the box, waiting to pick up anything that comes in. Roster on the edge of the area and RU attacking from deep. Yeah, lovely job. So that's how we put it together. That's the left and right side. That's kind of what we want to do. You want to keep it mixed. So you want to have big guys attacking where possible. You don't really want them standing around. You want them moving about because that's where they're going to be the biggest threat. Attacking from deep would be good if you had someone like RU who can run on. Also someone who's got long shots or decent finishing. So if they are running in and taking the ball here, they're likely to put it in the back of the net. Also someone with decent long shots but not so good heading, can sit on lurk outside the area. This is a bit worrying having only one at the back, but I like to live dangerously, so we'll leave that for now. So that is corners done. Let's move on to free kicks. So defending free kicks, we've got a two-man wall. I like to keep someone on the post, although they're not always that useful. So I might go to a three-man wall, leave the two players forward, No, let's not do that. Let's go to a 2-man wall, leave one person forward. Leave these guys on man mark, and then we want we've picked the wrong one. Go back. So we want Jordan Rossiter. Oh no, I'm a name. I've got the wrong one. Where's he gone? Right, so we want Jordan Rossiter on go back. We'll leave the post free, because I don't really think the guys ever block. So we've got our full defenders on man mark. We've also got Wilfried Zaha on. We should put him on go back, to be honest. Go back. We've got a 3-man wall. I did have a 2-man wall before, but I think a couple of free kicks went around the outside. So 3-man wall with our more attacking players there. So if it does hit them, they can go. Leave the striker there. We've got 4 players man marking, 2 just on go back, and the goalie will leave to himself. So let's flick that round and replicate. So we'll have the wall here. We've got Rossiter, which will switch for a Nomar, because Rossiter is a better defender. 3-man wall. Put him on man mark. So we got Rossiter, a Nomar. Where is? So we got the 1, 2, 3, and you 4 on man mark, 2 on go back, 3 in the wall, which will enable us to counter if necessary. I think I'm happy with that. 3-man wall is always nice. This is again an area where decent long shooters, decent guys with long shot stats would have come in very handy, but we unfortunately do not have any. So let's keep these 2 back if necessary. They've not got great crossing ability really, so we'll put them on stay back if needed. We shall leave. Rossiter's a good header of the ball, so let's. Is there a lurk on the edge of the area? There isn't. So we'll have Danny Ceballos disrupting the wall. We'll have one of the big guys marking the goalie. Actually, let's put. And then the rest of them are just on go forward. Who else is not worth their salt really here? Maybe Rossiter. We'll have 2 people disrupting the wall. Load in the box. 1 man marking the goalie. And we're hoping that Payet, if he is on, is going to smash these into the top corner. So we won't have to worry about them. But yeah, if we had better strikers and markers, it would be better for this. Disrupting the wall will help us at least try and sneak some free kicks in. We know Winston Reid smashed a few in before. So let's set that up again. So we'll have... who did I put out? I can't even remember I've put out now. Yeah, MCR and AMC. Rest them forward, and then we'll have a Neymar marking the goalie, so it leaves the defenders who are good at heading free to head the ball, hoping that Neymar just gets in the way of the goalie. Doesn't have to do anything else, just get in the way. So there we go. That is how you set up the set pieces. You then got throw-ins and penalties. I don't really worry too much about throw-ins. Maybe could do more if we had really good throw-in, long throw-in takers. We've got 14s. I don't really see too much from them. Maybe I'll put some effort into them another time, but for now we'll leave that there. This is just a short little video to show you my approach to setting up set pieces, the corners and free kicks, and then obviously I'll let you know how they go. You just have to keep working on these guys. If you bring some decent players in January, you can change that around. If you see that you're letting in goals and certain players are losing their markers and your goals are going in from there, switch them out, put them on the posts. You just have to keep an eye on it and slowly tweak it. But use those stats. It's always important to remember to go back to that starting screen. Where am I? Use those stats to really pick the right players for the right roles. Because that will give you the best opportunity of getting some nice set piece goals. But we will leave it there. Hopefully you have enjoyed and found this a little bit useful, and it helps you, tweak your tactics even further. If you have enjoyed, please do smash the like button. If you are new, please do subscribe. Go and check out the other tactic videos, the other FM saves we've got on there. We've got the West Ham Director's Challenge on the go at the moment, where you'll be able to see this West Ham squad progress with little help from the manager and the director of football as he goes off and buys all the players for us. So this is always difficult. We can't pick who's coming in, we just have to play with who we've got. So tactics is a big part of that series. But hopefully you have enjoyed. I shall see you next time for another tactics video or another video. Have a good day. Bye bye.